Hello. Hello. Welcome, HRA VOD viewers. This is Division 2, Round 6 at Miami. This race always an interesting one. Never follows the usual trend. Give me just a moment to screenshot race results and stuff. Let me just load up chat. Let people know that we have gone live. I'm guessing the notification squad already in here. Alright, chat is open. Hi, Mr. Ray. We chillin'. I got tomorrow off. I got one more day of work. And then unfortunately, for the streaming side, I am on holiday for next week. So, Div 1, Div 2, I will be missing. I've also started AERL Div 2 comms just as a less serious, more fun, chilled out one. If this isn't chilled out enough, but a lot of my personal friends in that league, so I'm doing it as a favour for the league while they find someone. Alright, Miami. This is a very technical circuit, very easy to make a mistake. It is the epitome of a Tilka circuit, though. It is corner section separated by a straight, corner section, big straight, corner section, straight. It's what Tilka does nowadays. He loves to just chuck. He doesn't like to put too many corners together, Herman Tilka. But the corners he put together have such a wake that there is no racing possible. And even his adapted circuits, like Hockenheim, are not the best in the world for racing. Old Hockenheim was something else. It was a race of attrition as well, because of the engines, but we have the Let's Go as well. The green flag. And we get ready to go then. Alright. Hello to the people in chat. The goat division. No, that's a donkey, not a goat, my bad. Yes. Have a picture of my cat. Well, before we had to rehome him because he kept trying to kill the neighbour's cat, who is like half paralysed. Long story short, yeah. Cat with a replacement hip, literally. And it had a garden made so it couldn't, like, cats couldn't get in but not out. So our cat would jump in, terrorise their cat, panic, try and get out. How many accounts? 2. This is my old one. AWRL is like 2019 days. I started league racing in MRL, FRL, which are both long since collapsed. Like, they collapsed a couple months after I joined them, sort of thing. And then I joined AWRL for like 2 years. Light rain potentially in race, says Hammer. Oh, big interesting. But yeah, now people are here. Sad news, I cannot do next week either of the races. I can do this Friday, but the moment I do the stream, I'm straight to bed. And I've got to be up at like 6 in the morning to go to Mersey Island to do the Mersey Island Festival. And I swear to God, if there's someone in chat who knows what that is, I'm going to lose my shit. The chances are nil, but Hampan coming out on track. Alright, let's see what the Aston could do. He's found a decent turn of pace in this game. It really seems to suit his style. See, that's what I love about Miami. The camera shots are decent in this game. A bit low for my liking. I like to have the camera shots higher up so that you can see more. This Hampan navigating this very, very tight section. As I said, you can tell it's a Tilka track. Just the straight, the corner section, the straight, the corner. It just screams Herman Tilka. It's got a high-speed section, a straight, a low-speed section, a straight, a medium-speed section, and then a straight. But considering that you are trying to navigate the stadium that is there, you know, Kai gets a time penalty for a collision. What on earth is going on here? My word. That's a new one. Spoonie joins the session. And any hope of anyone else winning is gone. As Hampan navigates the first sector. Job 30.4. He's really revving the car out. You want to shift just at 12. You start losing power anywhere over 12. So realistically, 12 is the shift point. So we go very, very low drag setup here. Not a traction, but because of the amount of straights, it only makes sense naturally to go low drag as Hampan navigating that tricky section where you can get away with riding the curves a bit more in quali, but you might just have to tank the floor damage. You can get into temps and rip the floor to shreds, you might get away with minor floor damage. Slamming onto the brakes, it's really hard to get that braking point right. They never seem to get it right with the braking line in this game. 2 games and they got it wrong both times, but here comes Hampan to the line at 128.8 is the first lap to beat. We'll see Maxwell not come to line, that is Hammer. I've gone a lap with White Walker, given a hefty dose of penalties, not White Walker. I'm losing it here, Jesus. Scalan, who's Hampan's teammate, has lost it there. How's he kept that valid? A 132.5. Good job to keep it out the wall there from Scalan. Oh! Never mind. Pulling the rear tyres a little bit as well, why not? So the Aston Martins have their benchmarkers set. Here now comes Maxwell to the line. I've started using the 128.6 goes pole. Still got a waft of cars coming to line. We've got White Walker next, he goes P2. Decent lap from the Williams guy. Piastri goes fastest at 128.6. Gap's extremely tight so far. White Walker seems to be up there on pace this time round. He's got Swister coming to the line here. He puts his car P6. It's been a poor lap from him. Mercedes Hammer looking to finish his flying lap off. Behind him, that's Hampan coming into the pits. Hammer goes P5, 129.2. Slightly off the pace here, as he has been all season. But honestly, I don't think he cares, because at the end of the day, he had his title fight, he had his shot, and Dom ripped away from him. But I make that sound like Dom was the villain. There was no love lost there. Dom had the upper hand all season, got unlucky a few times, and that put Hammer in the mix. But Hammer just drives, enjoys it. That was what a season that was. That was my first season commentating on HRA. And honestly, Division 2's, we joke, but Div 2 is clear. It is just clear. Div 1 just can get a little toxic sometimes, a little too competitive. Div 2, people, yeah, they're trying to prove themselves, but they're also out to have fun. You get the casual league races, not the sweats like myself, but if it meant I was slower, still had a bit of fun, I'd drove casual. But me, the only way to have fun is to win. Sad life of being a hyper-competitive person, but heyo. Means I'm a hard worker, because I don't like people working faster or better than me. Boss likes that. I don't know. I personally think your pace is setup related, because there's a lot more in there. We saw that last game. The game does not really define your pace. It's still there. You've just got its adaptability that it seems like the struggle. That's where Raven's been struggling lately. It's adaptability. He just can't seem to get his head around this new traction model. Granted, I can't either, and so I'll be honest. If the realistic came back up right now, I wouldn't race it, just simply for the issues that I've had with this game. And the issues that are there. I enjoy commentating on it, and that's about it. I think my league racing, sim racing setups are horrible this game. If you're comfortable with esports setups, I think I could sneak getting used to esports setups. See how they feel. They're a little twitchy, but when you get used to them, and if you're putting decent practice in, you won't notice the twitchiness. It'll come second nature. And they are sometimes 8, 9 tenths quicker than sim racing setups. As Fig goes P1, that is sometimes the way. They can just be a couple tenths quicker, but they made the time management stuff as well. With sim racing setups, last game it was about 3 tenths each track if I used an esports setup, and that's 3 tenths a lap. Pure pace like that. Let alone the consistency, you know, the fact that tyre pressures you don't have to muddle about, they're all perfect. Fig goes P1, the 128.395. This game's really fun to drive, but it just feels kind of easy and dry. Still got pace in it. I mean, I've got one accolade in Div 1, and that was sticking it on pole with a sim racing setup, which I'm happy with. But next season, I do plan to come out arms flailing, winging, and start using esports setups. I'll get my boy Rage to plug me up with some. Twister leaves the session. Is that a disconnect? If so, let me see if I have him on the friend list. Friends, Swister. No, I do not. See, can I send him an invite through here? No. See, that would be good thinking. See who we got out on track. Alright, Spoonie will be on an in-lap. Ireland, let's see what he's doing. He slams on the anchors. He's had a decent run of form lately, to be fair to him. He'll look to continue it here. Goes P5, does continue it. And that is a banker lap from Ireland. Yeah, I'm sure will come into the pits, do his usual double warm-up, come out and storm it. Get my flag down the back straight. The cavalry going slowly. We've got Spoonie setting another lap. Spoonie seems to be struggling so far for pace. We'll see where the field truly lies as we get to the final bout of flying laps. I'm just gonna... Alright, apologies for that. Flying land lets White Walker pass, so he's on a flying lap here. But he's 1.9 down, he'll surely dive into the pits here. Spoonie very much on an in lap as well. But Hammer is on a flyer. Let's see what the Mercedes can do. You see that very sleek black livery flying towards the camera. It truly is awe-inspiring watching these cars. They're nowhere near as quick as they used to be. But speed doesn't really matter. Racing does. Although saying that, the spectacle of watching 2020, even when we had boring races, just the awe of how quick they were. We sort of lost a bit, but it'll be like that until we have another set of regs that means the cars are quicker than they were back then. As Ernie Burney's crash, he's retired from the session. Going through the turn 2-3 traction zone. Very, very easy to lose the back end there, and Ernie Burney's done just that. Currently sits P10, just ahead of Mendel, Johnny R, Scalan and Swister. Kai and Andreas yet to set times. Keynes, I believe someone has moved up. Hammer's moved up above Max World. He's finding pace here. And I still truly believe Hammer has it in him to be a champion. If he sweats a season, he will absolutely sweep this. It'll look like Max Verstappen's 0 AI compared to him. That is a genuine belief that he is quick. You can see it. Its racecraft's really strong as well. Rarely has incidents wheel to wheel. Alright then, with 2 minutes 58 on the clock. Let me ping you an invite, Andreas. Feels like you're disconnected. Yeah. You're currently sitting in the pits, so you've been desynced. So if you could leave and rejoin, Andreas, that might be the fix, but it will mean that you don't have a lap on the board, which is going to be a pain as Piastri goes P1. He's got his lap in nice and early, and he can go for a cooldown here and go for another run if he wants to, just to protect. So Piastri in the McLaren goes P1. We've said that before in real life, and we say it in game here at Miami. Wouldn't have said it for Piastri here at Miami because they were washed early season. McLaren finding pace. Piastri here finding pace. Net P1. Provisional pole, but this man and this man, not sure if they're in, I don't know, Apache helicopters, but I'm going to say, man, these lads have got the chance to pit for Piastri. I wouldn't count Keynes and Ironland out, who are both on flying laps. Keynes is front of that pack, so we will see him possibly move up a position here. I'd leave and rejoin Andreas, as Keynes struggling with the tight apex there. Does mean Andreas won't be able to get a lap on board, so I see him recover. Keynes taking a lot of curve, too much even, bottoming out the car as he leaves the second. Perhaps unable to take control of his car. Nonetheless, Keynes is blasting down towards the line here. Let's see what the Haas can do. He's had strong pace here on the last game. I remember being up in the fight in Division 2 of the top guys. To the line, comes the Haas driver. P4, decent performance from Keynes, but there is still many drivers on flying laps. Ironland will be next of the big dogs to cross the line, I believe. Yes, he will. So someone entering the pits there. Mendel, he's backed out of his lap, I believe. As Ironland, that was a warm-up. This is his true lap. So next to finish the lap will be Maxwell. See what he can do on the anchors into the final braking zone, final traction zone, wiggling the rear end a bit, struggling to get the power down on the ragged edge of traction. He can't go any further up the grid, so all eyes now on Spoonie, who has an Alfa Romeo glued to the back of him. I'm not sure what Spoonie's sector split was. Only P7 for the championship leader. It's been a poor race from him, so Kai did not set a lap time. As Fig did not improve either. So unless White Walker can pull something magical out the hat here, which he is not. Unless Ironland, sorry, as well. Looking at a Williams on my screen, I thought I was fine. No. Unless Ironland can pull something out of the hat, really. It's gaming. You've got Hampan as well coming to line. What can the Aston Martin do? He went pole on the first lap of the session. Goes P2. What a stonking lap from Hampan in the Aston Martin. So the only two drivers, Galan yet to set a lap. He's up by a second. Ironland to the line. He's up by a 10th. Goes ahead of Spoonie. Puts our championship leader down to P9 then. And Scalan to the line. Improves. Puts himself right up with the back of the pack of Johnny R. Swister unable to improve as well. Checker flag out for the whole field then. And by the skin of his teeth, it's Piastri on pole. Just 600ths separate the top three here. We have 3 nationalities, 3 amazing laps and 3 amazing prospects to win this Grand Prix, but don't count Mercedes out. The wingman effect is real in this game. But Hammer has a 5-second, 5-place penalty, force a habit there. As there's your incidents. Grid penalties for Kai and Hammer. And just a couple warnings. Lovely. Let's hope Andreas's connection issues are sorted as well. So we'll see Hammer with decent pace. And we'll see what he can do on lap 1. Whether he can promote himself up the field. This is sure to be a good race. And there is rain at the start. Intermediate conditions, I'm guessing, from the intensity of it. And I see intermediate tyres out in the pit lane. In Ernie Burney's pit. Keen eyes. But it takes just a regular pair of eyes that work half decent to see there is rain here at Miami. Rain in Florida. It does happen quite a lot. More than you'd think, to be honest. Although it can be scorching in Florida, it also just has a tendency to rain, and it just makes the humidity worse there. I know I'm babbling, but it's nasty. Alright, predictions, lads. I'm going to predict. I'm going to give one singular bold prediction. None of the top 3 on the grid will finish in the top 3. So, that in prospect means Piastri, Hampan and Fig are not going to finish on the podium. They might finish, they might not, but they're not finishing on the podium. Any of them. That's my technically 3 bold predictions. And they're very bold. Maxwell saying, hi YouTube. W. Yeah, forget these are uploaded to YouTube. Oh god. What were my predictions, Maxwell? You're going to absolutely love them, considering you're starting P4. My prediction was none of the top 3 will finish in the top 3. So P1, 2 and 3 on the grid, none of them will be on the podium. That is my prediction. Merc 1, 2, well, with Hammer starting P10, he can be a bit of a rain maestro sometimes and be off it other times. But if my prediction comes true, and just presuming the rest of the grid stays as it is, P1 for Maxwell. I'd take that. My predictions. Mendel sent me a message. Do you have the link to your Rocket League goal? I do. Christ, why is everyone getting Fanatec's, man? It's so annoying. Like, man, I was special when I got my Fanatec. We got people out here. Huh. Green flag. Let's go, lads. Joe style, Bottas style. Hell yeah, man. The funny thing, both of them are hungry. And I do believe we've re-enabled formation laps here, which is a big dub, because I get time to react, because there was no countdown from the commentator's POV. We just have this blank screen, even though I know it's there, and the 30 seconds have begun. Good luck, lads. Let's keep this clean as we start the formation lap here. I'm going to be looking at chat a little less this race, because I'm going to be reverting to how I used to do it. I'm just going to stand and watch this race, you know. Why the hell not? And plus it's too warm to be sitting down, stashed away in a corner in my room right now, so that's really the main reason. This Kai starting at the back of the grid. What can he do from there in these intermediate conditions? It's going to be tough to find positions on that one, because often starting at the back around Miami, pardon me, the chaos at turn 1s, 2 and 3, and the Constantina effect towards the end of the first sector can cause some big issues. He has the disconnected car of Andreas ahead, who will get the position on. But our pole sitter Piastri, he will be looking to keep this and to extend it. But you can't forget, 67 thousandths of a second from P1 to P3. These guys were extremely tight in qualifying, and so expect it in the race. But expect drama, because there are going to be people who gambled on that wet setup out in the field today. We've had many bold predictions. I think this is my boldest. There's a bit of understeer from Piastri there, figuring out where the limit is on the front end as he comes to his grid spot, making sure to warm his tyres up, of course. In real life, you sit there and they get cold, but once you're locked in position, it freezes your tyre temperatures, surface and carcass, until them 5 red lights come on. So he will sit there and await the rest of the cars. Our top 3 already on the grid. Blinking further down, we can see cars understeering off left, right and centre. That's Twister going wide. But as the final car of Andreas, could be Kai, but he must have accidentally passed. Spoony DSQ'd as our final car rounds up to the back of the grid then. Twister as well gets DSQ'd. We await the lights. We await the start of this one. Just waiting for someone with mid-connection to come back. So we still wait for the lights. Can confirm we're still waiting for the lights. The only lights we got right now are the rain lights. I'm running out of jokes, they better start quick. As there we go. Finally, it's the 5 red lights. And it's lights out, and away we go in Division 2. Yellow flags off the bat for Andreas, not going anywhere, but heading down towards turn 1. Piastri holds the lead. Fig and Hampan hold position as well, side by side. The Haas of Keynes and Maxwell in the background. Maxwell holds that one out. Spoony has moved up 2 positions off the bat. Very strong start from the Ferrari. Disqualified for Andreas. I'm not sure that will cause a safety car. Don't think it will. Spoony gets a penalty for ignoring yellow flags and passing under yellow. Maybe he had to take to the runoff as a bit of trouble here between Twister, Ernie Burney and Johnny R. 3 cars scrapping it out here over the final points paying position on that one. It's all clean, barring Andreas, unable to get in his car in time. And Ernie Burney looks to get ahead of Hammer even, who's had a decent start. He's moved up a position, but Swiss has had a lightning start up to P11 after missing out most of qualifying. He's doing very, very well to consolidate this here, but that's a bump from Johnny R behind, and that's sent Swiss all over the place. And Johnny R, ever the opportunist, is going side by side. These guys are banging wheels left, right, and centre here. They are still wheel to wheel heading down the back straight then. Second of these back straights. And you can see the closing speed for Kai. That is a dry setup on that car. He's going to go down the inside of Swister. And maybe even Johnny R in one fell swoop. A touch there on the back of Johnny R, as that's round goes Scalan in there as well. He's lost his front wing for good measure. Mendel as well has had issues. Ernie Burney into the pits. So Fig as well got up. Yeah, that's this game. There's glitches left, right and centre, unfortunately. That's again why I'm not a big fan of it. But it's fun to watch. Not the glitches, the racing, of course. It hurts seeing people robbed of the chance to race in this amazing league, because EA only care for the money. And as long as the money's rolling in, they do not give a toss. It's a very British term, but side by side goes the Williams. Ireland moves back up to where he started in P7. Ahead of White Walker. Maxwell has a really poor start as well. Spoonie has already moved himself up to P5. It's been an absolute lightning start in these first couple laps for the Ferrari, and he doesn't look to be stopping anytime soon. He is already closing right up to the back of the lead pack. Apparently a minute and a half. Negative a minute 42 separate Fig and Hampan. And Keynes apparently is over a minute behind Hampan, who we can see right in front. Thank you, EA, very cool. As Ironland's retired from the session, full safety car deployed. What's happened to Iron? Is that just gone wide on the brakes? Maybe he's received a tap or something in there. He's out of the session, and there is a virtual safety car deployed, not a full safety car here. Only a virtual. I'm going to have to open a window here. I hate my neighbours hearing me commentate, but my God, it's so warm in this room. BSC out then. Piastri still in the lead. Drive through for White Walker, speeding under the safety car and speeding in the pits of Scalan. So White Walker's race has very much just taken a turn for the worst. He'll be put back in the pack with the likes of Ernie Burney. Scalan in for his second front wing change of the race already. Not ideal for the Aston Martin as he waits to serve a time penalty as well. But we go green again. The sight of Piastri still leading, but his mirrors though full of Alfa Romeo. Red and black car. Yellow flags as well, not sure who that is. Perhaps Hammer. As Kai and Swister battling it out here. I believe Swister has disconnected. I want to say Spoonie as well. Spoonie spun it. Such a treacherous race. It's claiming everyone so far. That last corner is nasty, nasty. And Spoonie's been sent going flying straight on. Which makes me think, is there some sort of on-track issue? Or is it starting to dry up here as we've got Kai into the pits as well? To retire from the session. Wow. That is an odd one. In all honesty, that's thrown me off because his championship rival had just had a nasty spin. in my opinion, it was worth continuing just for the sake of trying to maximize points. But Kai retires in the pits. Mendel ahead of Spoonie, who exiting the pits is all but his last but one. As Mendel holding a decent race so far. He's dropped down a couple of positions from the start, but he had a couple quick drivers who are out of position behind him, so not too much stress there. But this, I'm sure, is both stressful and fun for all cars involved. Piastri starting to gap. There's the stress for Fig. Scalan retires in the pits this time around, so Spoonie indeed has the wooden spoon to his name. As to the inside goes Keynes on Maxwell. Sorry, on Hampan. Maxwell goes very wide there. Does a good job to keep it out the wall as well. Maxwell looking to claw and hang on to this pack. Twister rejoins it, still sitting P7. Thanks for him. Now is a chance to remind any VOD viewers, just to put it in the back of your mind, next time you see this HRA League account in the lobby or online, ping it a friend request or add it on Xbox. It will re-add you back. No matter who's at the helm, me, Inan, or Hammer, or anyone else, we all try and add everyone back for the sake of having you there, you know, so we can get you back in. That's a little wide there for Keynes, with Hampan is all over the back of him. And he's unable to do anything here, but he's right on the back of the half there. It looks like it's really struggling for low speed traction. Johnny R gets the first corner cutting penalty of the race. Keynes has got Hampan a little bit down the straight. It does seem like Keynes has a car more suited to these corners. Hampan more suited to the straights. Right now just waiting for the battle link to kick up. Mendel trying to hang on to the back of Spoonie, who passed him. Crying in a shower. Understandable, Iron. Understandable. Did you get hit? Or was it just lock up? So right now this closest fight on track, but the lead has just closed in quite a bit. Piastri might have made a mistake through the middle sector. But for now, Maxwell all over the back of Hampan. The rain has stopped falling here, I believe. Yes, it has. Here comes Maxwell on Hampan. Goes to the outside, forces the Aston Martin defensive. Forces him wide even, looks to get the better exit. Hampan though went wide, and that allowed him to straighten out the car and power out. But Maxwell still equal on traction, equal on power, and now jumps side by side. Man to be using the dashes, but it is to no effect. Hampan holds P4 for now, but he has the Mercedes all over the back of him. Hammer sets the fastest lap now in an attempt to close down. There's all mistake there for Hampan. How's he kept that fades him forwards. Wow. It's Maxwell all over the back. Pan here looks to the outside now. Seems like, excuse me, that Maxwell is keeping these tyres in a much better window. He sweeps clean round the outside. Ooh, gets a snap, and that forces Hampan into correcting some oversteer. I'll be back in a second. Massive apologies for that. I am back, but I am going to stay quiet for a second because there is a very personal matter that I'm not going to speak on, but basically a friend of mine's been falsely accused of something, so I've got to just help him. Ooh, so just give me 5 or so minutes. We have a full safety car out. Only Bernie has rotated it. Yeah, I will stay muted for now and unmute when I can. Apologies for this. I'm back. I'm so sorry for that, but what I had to say needed to be said in that chat. All right. So we have Piastri leading the race. I've been glancing at the race to see this spectacle of a fight with Spoonie recovering all the way up to third. He's up 5. We've got people up places left, right and centre. We've had White walk out of the race. Only Bernie and the other 4 retirements from much earlier. But Piastri has dominated this race so far. Keynes has moved up the P2 of his tyres, but they will start to drop soon, as will Spoonies, and that will allow Fig back into the mix. And this fight for P2 is hotting up behind everyone. Maxwell's had a bit of a stinker. He's pit. Put softs on, trying to set the fastest lap. Hammer just on the cusp of DRS here. He may just about get it if he has a really nice launch out of here. And he has. Look at that for an exit. He'll get DRS down the straight. And he will be able to close in on this fight. 3 cars fighting for P2. And it seems like Spoonie's taking it from Keynes there, but Fig, does he have a look? No, doesn't quite have a look into the final corner, into the first of the slow speed corners. Very tightly packed here. Constantina effect will mean that they open up slightly between the exit of these 2 corners. That allows the car in front naturally to gap slightly, but that gap gets greatly reduced heading down these straight sections. Keynes is looking to repass Spoonie on lap 24 of 29. Apologies for that. I'm just focusing to see if there's any replies on my account or anything. This fight still very intense. For second place, Hammer steadily getting himself back in this fight. Seems like Keens has made a mistake in there somewhere and has dropped that second to Spoonie. So now he will have to start looking in his mirrors at that Alfa Romeo that is right behind him. Fig, of course, started up in the top three, is looking to re-promote himself back there. But it's going to be very, very difficult because Keens is not one to be passed without a fight. He will make that very, very clear. But Hammer now getting involved in this, so if Fig makes any attacking errors, there will certainly be a car there to respond. Indeed, Hammer getting very, very close. Piastri dominating right now, but Pack is gaining on him. 3.7 seconds in 2 laps isn't impossible if Piastri cooks a couple mistakes in there. Hammer getting all over the curve there and forced a short shift, and that's really, really hurt him. It's meant that his progress so far has all been undone. Keens is starting to struggle in the lower speed, and then 18 lap old mediums, they are really, really, really hurting. Here comes Fig on Keens. Closing speed absolutely insane for the Alfa Romeo, but is unable to do anything about it. It's gone slightly wide again to start the penultimate lap of the race. Fig still all over the back of Keens, so we can see is low on ERS. They can see Spoonie ahead. Keens will be hoping that he can catch Spoonie now, because their mirrors are full of Alfa Romeo, but he can also see a Ferrari up ahead, but he can now see the Alfa Romeo right up behind him. So we head into the twisties. It's a very high speed sector. Very, very easy to clip a curb and run wide. As Fig now has a much more open exit. He is all over the back of Keens here. I'm not sure he'll want to pass Keens here though, in all truth and honesty. Still, these guys are nose to tail. If I was Fig, honestly, with the grip advantage I've got, I don't know if I'd wait, because you can see Keens is really, really gapping here. Fig being forced to defend after forced to attack with the ERS after making a mistake in there. Over the back, Fig is just really, really pressing Keens on this final lap, trying to get a mistake out of the half. Once again, I'd like to apologise for the spacey commentary, but truly, as much as I love this league, this is a matter of life and death for a friend of mine, so I had to. But I'm glad that I was able to catch the end of this race, because it's been an absolute barnstorm and it's kept my mind away from things. I'm very much in the racing, as here comes Fig all over the back of Keens. He's unable to do anything here, but Keens' ERS still very low. Fig will be looking to use his superior traction now. Then medium tires really struggling. Maxwell has passed Johnny R. If there are any warnings in the back, I'd use them now, because this is the one chance you've got to make that position. Burning the overtake now. Will he go for it? DRS open. He's on the button. Look at the closing speed. To the outside of Keynes he goes. Will Fig try and hang it in there for the podium position? Piastri will take the flag and win at Miami in Division 2. Spoonie P2. Will it be Keynes or Fig? It will be Keynes on the podium. 800ths. Separating P3 and P4. What a race to the line. Hammer, decent race for him. P5. Swister, great race for him. P6. Maxwell, what could have been in P7. Johnny R run a solid race. Mendel as well. And Ampan, just some bad luck in there from what I can see. But he will still consolidate a point out of it. I am going to get myself off nice and early here. And, of course, see to the other situation. Thank you for joining. I will see you all Friday. It's been